What's good, everyone? Pastor Fred here, and today I'm doing a special introductory to the house arrest family. I've got three amazing people. Now, they will introduce themselves, and they have a little bit of podcast history as well. They'll talk about that a little bit, but I'm bringing them under the house arrest umbrella, and they will be, like I said, a part of the house arrest family, but also they will have their own show and their own identity. So, what's good, y'all?
Good.
So why don't you do this for me first? Introduce yourselves, and then I just have a couple questions that I want to ask, some answers that you can share with our audience. So who's first?
I'm Timia.
I'm Anthony.
I'm Julian.
Timia, Anthony, and Julian. Now, you all have a little bit of podcast or vodcast experience, right? You've had a previous one. What was some of the subject matter you covered on that show?
We did a few things. We talked about, our topics were very general, so we talked about like dating, we talked about like temptations, whether that be like broadly, so more so talking about like how to navigate young adulthood, because it's a lot different than it was like in previous generations. There's a lot more attack of the enemy nowadays and just different ways. So we've just been talking about things like that and just how to really love God and show that we love Christ, but also become relatable so that we can invite young people in and show them like it's a great thing to love God and be young.
Okay. So you are going to bring that now to this platform, and obviously you're going to do a little bit more. Why is it important to you all that young people be in ministry or have a voice, a ministry voice?
So a lot of young adults, they lack confidence, and I think that a lot of that could be solved with finding their relationship with Jesus Christ. And we live in a world where there's so many distractions, and I think having that relationship and growing that relationship with other people can allow you to stay focused and stay in your purpose and know who you are as a person. And I just think that this platform will be able to do that and help others that are in the same situation.
Okay. Anybody else?
Yeah, I feel like that's our main thing is basically like knowing who you are, and God, like when you know God and you're close to God, you have that good relationship with God, that good discernment. You know what you're going to be doing every day. You know, like you're not lost. I feel like a lot of us young adults are lost out here, especially with social media, like looking at social media, and they think like, oh, that person's doing this, so I need to be doing this right now. But it's like when you have that relationship, your own personal relationship with God, like, and you have a discernment, so you basically like know what you're supposed to be doing. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like I know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I'm pretty sure they feel the same way. Like, and I don't feel lost. I feel like I know what I'm doing. I'm not worrying. I'm just staying on that path with God, like, to get to success. So I feel like if everybody had that, it wouldn't be depression, lack of self-confidence, and all that.
Okay, now before I say what I'm going to say next, shout out to Josiah. He's a part of the squad as well, so you'll see him at times. Let me say this to what you all said, because you're talking about real stuff, but just know old folk go through the same stuff. Depression, looking at social media and letting social media judge their lives and determine the direction of what they should say, what they should wear, etc. So the issues that you're discussing, definitely relevant for your age group, because while you are going through some similar things that older generations are going through, you've got some things some things that are unique to your generation, but in a general sense, I mean, those same issues, lack of confidence, depression, and things like that. I mean, my generation, we have those same experiences. So this young adult podcast will cover what? Things like what?
I feel like we're more so like, because we don't want to change a whole lot about the things we've already talked about. I feel like a great thing to do would just be to branch off of that. So talking about things like what it looks like to be a modern day disciple for Jesus Christ and how that looks, you know, we're all the same age. For us as 23-year-olds to be followers of Christ, how we live our day-to-day lives, and also showing that we struggle too. Like, we go to therapy too. Like, we deal with real mind battles too. We deal with, you know, things of that nature too, and we need God. So I feel like anything that encompasses dating issues, friendship issues, how to navigate friendships in Christ, everything that encompasses us as young adults, we want to just branch off of it all.
So some of those issues that you just mentioned and peer pressure, that's something else that we could throw in there. But do you think that social media magnifies all of that in this day
For sure.
that we live in, especially for your generation?
For sure.
Absolutely. I think social media, I feel like the millennials created it, and then we were the result of like it amplifying and it becoming like big. So like we got all these different apps now, and it's just getting more advanced and more advanced. And I feel like, you know, with our generation, we basically grew up with social media. Everything was filmed pretty much since birth or since we can remember. And so that I feel like plays a factor in a lot of people's lives. And, you know, it's hard as a human seeing so much gratification online, and you're going into work or you're doing your daily diligence, and you feel like, you know, I'm not doing the right thing or I'm not successful yet, but you see somebody the same age as us who is living in their own apartment, got their own car, they already started life, it seems like, right? And so when we see those things, it can kind of get us confused and discouraged. But I think, you know, having this platform, we'll be able to help people and realize that, hey, you know, all glitter ain't gold for one, and also like it's okay, you know, to take your time, and it's the experience that matters. It's not so much about getting to the destination, because the experience you take to get there is what's going to build you and make you who you are. So
Yeah.
Facts.
I also feel like the podcast is gonna like show people like this is cool. This is the cool. Like I feel like we have a perception of what's cool, like what they put out on social media to pertain like what is cool. But this is like cool. This is like the real cool. Like being close to God, having a relationship with God. And I feel like some people don't like have a relationship with God. They don't want to show it because they think it's not cool. So us like being young and putting it out there, I feel like that's going to allow more people to be like, oh yeah, I'm doing the same thing. Like I'm following Christ too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've never heard someone say this before, so I'm going to go ahead and coin it, unless it has been said before. But you mentioned all glitter and gold. But what I've learned from the little bit of time that I've spent on social media is that some of that gold is actually just glitter. Because
Facts.
with the advancement of AI and everything,
Yeah.
you can look on social media and you have that feeling of being behind or being left out, but some of that is fake. It's not even real. So I would imagine that you all also want to showcase an authenticity
Yeah.
through this podcast as well. Yeah.
Yeah. We ultimately are just trying to show our real lives. Like this is, we have an everyday struggle. We overcome through Jesus Christ, but we just want to show who we really are. Like we love fat. Like I'm into fashion. I want to show people that, like, especially like females, like you can be fashionable, not have to show, you know, all of your body. You can be modest for the Lord. It's still cool to love things that young people love, but keep it in the confines of Christ. And it's still enjoyable. We don't want to put up a facade, because social media really is a facade majority of the times. So we just want to show people like authenticity, and that it, like Julian said, like it's cool over here, and we enjoy our lives in Christ.
Okay. So what do you all want all generations to get from this podcast? Because your primary audience clearly would be your generation, but other generations are going to be watching as well. So what do you want them to get?
I think for me, just like piggyback with Timia said, just the authenticity of life. Like, we want people to be able to see this podcast, and, you know, whether you're riding to work or you're working out, you're able to listen to this and relate to any either struggles or testimonies, and just help you grow your relationship with God, honestly. I mean, that's the whole point of being a Christian anyway. Like, once you become a Christian, you want to spread the gospel. So I feel like that's all we're trying to do, really, just spread the gospel in this day and age of media, and this is how we're doing it, through podcasting. And, you know, hopefully we can bring whoever wants to have a relationship with Christ, we can bring more people into the kingdom, and also help others that are already in there, you know, with their struggles, or, you know, have a space where they can share their testimonies as well.
Okay. So are y'all gonna you gonna rock the house arrest name, or maybe do it for a little while till you come up with your own identity? I mean, I'm good with whatever,
determined.
but I'm just curious as to what you all are thinking. To be determined. All right, no, that's a good answer. All right, anything else y'all want to share before we get on out of here?
I'll say, like, to everybody that tunes in, I just want to, like, for one, I want to say thank you in advance, but I also want to say, like, you know, we're also growing, so we would love, like, for everybody to grow with us and, like, understand, like, where we're coming from a genuine spot, because, like, we all just want to, you know, be better in Christ and grow closer to Christ. So we just ask that all the listeners understand, like, where we're coming from, and that we just want to get closer to the kingdom. That's all.
Sounds good. I love it. And what it shows is the diversity of the house arrest podcast platform. So I'm looking forward to what the Lord is going to share through these young people, and I'm so glad that you tuned in. Continue to support us. We appreciate it. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and all of the other social media platforms, and we will see you next time.